Just to explain who I am, I'm the author of a book that's just been published called the Freelance Bible, which is everything you need to know to go solo, to operate as a freelancer. My reasons for being here is partly through my book, but also because I have been a producer, a production manager, and a line producer. I run a lot of workshops, both for ScreenSkills and other organizations, including universities and privately, and I do a lot of consultation on screen and creative industries. So that's who I am. But without further ado, let's start on money management. And I think, you know, as Natalie's already alluded to, these are incredibly stressful times, and the aim of this section is to just help give you some strategies, some tools, and some tactics and techniques to help you understand what you can do. It's really important that you don't just bury your head in the sand, and you're not alone in this. This is unprecedented times, and there are unprecedented responses from government, from all different aspects. So what I want to do with this little section is to just empower you to find out what you can do, because if you don't ask, you're not going to get. So let's look at where are, just in terms of our outgoings, where are they at? Because if your outgoings are anything like mine, they've changed a lot since this lockdown period. So it's a really good idea to just understand what we actually do absolutely have to spend and how we can manage our cash best. And that falls for me into 5 areas: the household, financial, transport, personal, and other expenses. So in terms of household, you know, if you're a homeowner and you've got a mortgage, the mortgage companies are offering a repayment window for up to 3 months, and that will include buy-to-let properties. So if you're a homeowner and you want to reduce payments on your mortgage, talk to your mortgage company and get a repayment window in place. If you're renting, there is government advice. All of these links here are hyperlinks, and we will send out, sorry, I should have said at the beginning, we will send out a PDF of these slides, which will have all of these hyperlinks in there for you after the session. So there is government advice for landlords and tenants. So if you're struggling to make your rent, talk to your landlord, see whether you can see what sort of plan you can agree. As a landlord, if they have a mortgage, if it's a buy-to-let property, they may well be entitled to that repayment window. So there are procedures in place to stop evictions and people being pushed out of their homes. So just look at the advice and work out what you can do, but talk to your landlord and see if you can come to an arrangement. With council tax, the government has put £500 million over to councils to support people with paying their council tax. They're run individually by the council, so there's no catch-all that I can say, oh, it's this much off or anything else. But again, look up where your local council is and look at whether you're entitled to any support. I know Sarah will probably come back to this a bit later on when she talks about some of the government support, because if you do get on, if you do apply for benefits, then some of these other things naturally kick in. In terms of utilities, again, the energy suppliers have agreed deals with government to support you in these times. So talk to your supplier, see what you can pay, see what's on offer. So it's all about having those conversations and trying to work out what you can pay now and what you can defer. In terms of financial products and things, the Financial Conduct Authority is working really hard to protect consumers. They've already agreed some new measures for coronavirus. Personal loans and credit cards, there's a 3-month freeze on payments. So again, talk to your lenders, talk to them about getting that in place. Overdrafts, there's now a place where you can get a £500 interest-free overdraft. It is subject to checks. You can request this as a new facility. Again, that's up to 3 months. So lots of things where you can pause what's going out of the door to really minimize what you're spending now. They also have further proposals under consultation at the moment, and they're expected to be able to make an announcement. I believe it's the 24th of April. So if you have any payday loans, they're looking at making those interest-free for a month. Car loans and leases, again, they're proposing a 3-month freeze and no repossessions. And other credit products such as pawnbrokers, again, new payment freezes. So it's really worth drilling down into those trusted suppliers, those trusted sources, to find out what you can ask for And places like the Financial Conduct Authority are there to support consumers. They will have accurate advice and they will be able to help. So have a look on their websites and see what you can do just to reduce all of those different outgoings. And then you can look at what you're really spending now on transport. You know, I'm finding that I'm hardly running my car at the moment because I'm just doing things very locally. I'm not going out to meetings. So actually my car running costs have gone down significantly. I'm not taking public transport. I travel a lot for work on trains. I'm not taking that now. So it's good to look at actually how much am I really spending on these things. Again, my personal spending has changed immeasurably recently. I'm not booking holidays. I'm not planning huge amounts of entertainment or going out, but I am spending quite a bit on groceries and looking at how I can streamline that. So those sort of spending has changed. How has that changed for you? How can you make an estimate or build yourself a budget around what you can spend on those things? And then other types of spending. So savings plan, that probably goes on pause. You might, if you've got your own pension, you might want to consider looking at pausing paying for that. Childcare costs, probably those have been reduced at the moment because you can't actually, the kids are at home. What about medical costs, vet costs, other subscriptions? If you really drill down into all of the different things that you're spending, or you have traditionally spent on, I should say, you can look at actually what's essential for now, what can I pause, what can I stop, and looking through all of your bank statements and just seeing what's going out and really taking a good look and trying to work that out. So the next steps really are to review all areas and update with the up-to-date figures. So if you don't have to pay your mortgage for the next 3 months, then you can put a 0 in there and that's not part of your spending. Those other direct debits, are they essential? Can you pause them? And then you can total up and you can look at it weekly or monthly, whichever suits you. But I have to say, and I've fallen foul of this loads of times, make sure you're either doing weekly or you're doing monthly, and don't confuse the two because then your numbers won't be accurate. It's really easy to do. So just pick one and work it out. So be consistent. And then what you're looking at is your updated outgoings for the short term. And then you can look at actually what if anything have I got in the bank, how much, how can I balance that, what does my cash flow look like? So, you know, I appreciate it's really difficult, but at the same time it's also really important to just take a moment to just go through that systematically and look at each one individually, because you know every reduction you can make is going to help you in the short term in your money management.